Thank you for being here. If you're listening to this, I know something deep inside you is searching. Maybe you've been feeling alone lately, not just in a physical way, but in your heart. Maybe you've been surrounded by people, yet still felt unseen, unheard, or misunderstood. And it's okay. It's truly okay to feel this way. Sometimes the world moves too fast, and it pulls us in so many directions that we forget what our own energy feels like. We give and give until we feel emptied. We wait for others to understand us, to make space for us, to love us in the way we need to be loved. But there comes a moment, a very special moment, when your soul begins to whisper. It says, "Come back to me. Come home to yourself." That moment is not a mistake. It's not something to fear. It's the beginning of something beautiful. You are not lost, even if you don't know where the road is leading. You are not broken, even if you feel fragile inside. You are not less than, even if the world has told you so. You are in a sacred space, a space of becoming. A woman who walks alone is not weak. She is not unwanted. She is powerful even when she feels unsure. She is discovering her voice, her rhythm, her own soul's language. You don't need to have it all figured out. You only need to be willing to take one loving step at a time. The truth is, solitude is not a punishment. It's an invitation. An invitation to stop chasing approval, to stop shrinking for comfort, and to stop waiting for someone else to make you feel whole. Wholeness is already inside you. It has always been there. You might have forgotten, but that's okay. Life has a way of bringing us back, even through discomfort, especially through discomfort. The silence you feel around you isn't empty. It's full of answers. It's full of clarity. It's full of the voice you've been too busy or too afraid to hear. You don't have to run from it anymore. You can lean into it gently, like curling up under a soft blanket. Just breathe. Just be. Right now, in this moment, you are enough. You can begin to tell yourself, "I am safe and whole in my own presence." Let those words settle in your heart. Say them with love. Say them with kindness. You are learning how to belong to yourself again, and that is one of the bravest things anyone can ever do. This journey is not about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about being patient. It's about being gentle with every part of you that's been trying to hold everything together for so long. You don't need to perform anymore. You don't need to chase. You are not here to be everything to everyone. You are here to be everything to yourself first. And as you do that, your light grows brighter, your heart becomes softer, and your soul begins to sing again, in your own time, in your own way. And it's beautiful. You are beautiful. The world has often misunderstood the woman who chooses to walk her own path. From a young age, many are taught that their value comes from how much they give to others, how quiet they can be, how well they can fit into boxes that were never meant to hold their fullness. But something inside you begins to shift when you choose yourself. It can feel scary at first, like stepping away from the crowd, like going against everything you were taught. And that's because society has not made it easy for women to be whole on their own. There are stories that say you must be attached to someone, something, or some role to matter. But those stories were never written with your highest self in mind. The truth is, when a woman stops waiting for someone to come and save her and begins to walk her own road, she becomes the author of a new story. a story where she is enough as she is, without the need for permission, approval, or applause. You do not need to explain yourself to those who don't understand. You do not have to soften your truth just to make others comfortable. You are not too much. You are not too bold. You are not too quiet. You are just right for your own journey. Choosing yourself can feel lonely at times, not because something is wrong with you, but because you are leaving behind the noise that once distracted you. You are no longer choosing people or places that drain you. And while that may create space, that space is not emptiness, it's freedom. And freedom takes getting used to. Sometimes people will be confused by your peace. They may think you're cold or distant when really, you're just protecting the garden you've started to grow inside. And that's okay. Not everyone will understand your decision to choose solitude over noise. But your peace is not up for debate. You can gently remind yourself, I do not need permission to be myself. And say it with love. Say it with pride. You are breaking old patterns. You are shifting generations of silence. You are saying yes to your truth, even if your voice shakes. You are not here to make everyone else comfortable. You are here to be true to the voice inside your soul. That is your responsibility. That is your gift. And no one can take it from you. When you walk alone, you learn that you are never truly alone. Life supports you. Love flows through you. The universe walks beside you. Even in your quietest moments, you are being held. And that is more than enough. You are more than enough, just as you are. Inside every woman is a quiet place that longs to be heard. It's soft. It's wise. It doesn't yell or beg. It waits patiently until we are ready to turn inward. In the world we live in, it can be hard to hear this gentle part of ourselves. There is so much noise, so many demands, so many roles we are asked to play. But when we give ourselves the gift of solitude, we make room to hear our soul again. We begin to remember what we love, what we need, and who we are without all the distractions. Solitude isn't about running away from life. It's about coming back to it with more truth, more presence, and more peace. When we slow down and listen, we start to see that many of the answers we've been looking for were always within us. We just needed space to receive them. Spending time alone doesn't mean something is wrong. It means something is healing. It means you are no longer searching for your worth in someone else's eyes. It means you are learning how to sit with your feelings, your dreams, your pain, and your joy. And that is powerful. That is transformation. You don't need to rush it. There is no finish line to reach. The journey inward is gentle, and it is yours alone. You can begin with small moments of quiet, a few minutes with your hand on your heart, a walk in nature without your phone, a moment of breath before sleep. These simple acts bring you back home. They remind you that your inner world matters just as much as your outer one. And in fact, everything begins there. You can softly say to yourself, "In the stillness, I remember who I am." Let those words comfort you. Let them guide you. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are exactly where you need to be to receive the clarity you've been seeking. Solitude reveals what the noise has hidden. It clears the fog. It brings light. And with each quiet moment, you build trust with yourself again. You remember that your presence is enough, that your thoughts, your desires, your voice, all have value. The world may try to tell you to keep going, to do more, to be more. But your soul is asking you to come closer, to slow down, and to listen. This is not a step backward. This is a sacred step inward. You are not losing anything. You are gaining everything that truly matters. You are returning to yourself. And that is a beautiful place to begin. When we are alone, we begin to notice the things we've ignored for a long time, the thoughts we pushed away, the emotions we numbed, the parts of ourselves we hid just to be accepted. In the quiet, there is nowhere to run, and strangely, that becomes a gift. Because for the first time in a long while, you can hear your own voice again. You can feel your own heart without outside pressure. You start to understand what you truly need, not just what others expect from you. Solitude creates a space for healing that cannot happen when we're always surrounded by noise. It is in the still moments, those gentle pauses between doing, that we meet the truth of who we are. You may begin to remember your dreams, your longings, your softness, and as you sit with yourself, you may find there's nothing wrong with you at all. You were just too busy, too distracted, too pulled in every direction to hear what your soul has been whispering all along. This is why silence is not to be feared. It is to be embraced. It holds answers, not emptiness. It holds clarity, not confusion. When you begin to practice being still, you will notice that your body relaxes, your breath deepens, and your mind softens. The world within you starts to bloom again. You can start small. Sit quietly for a few minutes each day. Close your eyes, feel the air on your skin, put your hand on your heart, and just breathe. Don't worry about doing it right. There's no perfect way to listen inward. All that matters is that you show up for yourself. In this quiet space, you may hear your intuition again, that soft, wise voice inside you that always knows what's best for you. It may have been buried under fear or doubt, but it's still there, waiting. It always has been. You can say to yourself, "In the stillness, I remember who I am." And let it be true. Let yourself trust that your soul knows the way, even when your mind is unsure. You don't need to force answers. You only need to allow them to rise naturally in their own time. The more you sit with yourself, the more you will see how whole you already are. Solitude becomes your teacher, your friend, your guide. It shows you that peace is not something you chase. It's something you create by being fully present with your own spirit. And once you find it within, you'll never need to look for it outside again. You'll carry it with you wherever you go. So many of us carry pain from the past, hurt from words that were never healed, memories that left us feeling small, unworthy, or forgotten. Often we push these wounds away, thinking they will disappear on their own. But the truth is, unhealed pain doesn't leave. It simply hides, waiting for a quiet moment to rise again. That's why solitude is such a powerful space. It's where the deepest healing begins, not because we're trying to fix ourselves, but because we're finally giving those wounded parts of us the love they've always needed. You don't need to be afraid of your pain. You don't need to fight it. You just need to be willing to sit with it, gently and kindly, like you would with a scared child. Because that's what your inner wounds are, parts of you that didn't feel safe, seen, or loved. And now, you have the power to be the one who shows up for them. You can begin by acknowledging how far you've come. Even if you still feel broken, the fact that you're here, listening, means you are already healing. You are already choosing something better for yourself. That matters. That is enough. When you are alone, you can speak to your younger self with kindness. You can say, I see you. I hear you. I am here now, and I'm not leaving. This kind of love begins to change everything. You may cry, you may feel things you haven't felt in years, but all of it is okay. Healing is not about being strong. It's about being real. And it takes great strength to be real with yourself. One of the most powerful tools you can use during this time is mirror work. Stand in front of the mirror, look into your own eyes, and say, I am willing to love the parts of me that have felt unloved. At first, it might feel strange or uncomfortable, but if you stay with it, if you keep showing up, your heart will begin to soften. You'll start to believe the words. You'll begin to see yourself not through the eyes of judgment, but through the eyes of love. This is how true healing begins. Not by waiting for someone else to give you love, but by becoming the one who offers it to yourself every single day. You are worthy of that love. You always have been. Your body has been listening to every thought you've ever had. It remembers what your mind tries to forget. It holds the stress, the fear, the sadness, the joy, and the hope, all of it stored quietly within. Every ache, every tension, every illness carries a message. Your body is not your enemy. It is your greatest ally. It is always trying to speak to you, to guide you, to help you come back into balance. When you begin to slow down and listen with love, you may discover that what your body really wants is your kindness. It wants your permission to rest. It wants your patience. It wants to feel safe. And the beautiful thing is, you can offer all of that to yourself right now, no matter what you've been through. Many of us were never taught how to listen to our bodies. We were taught to push through, to keep going, to ignore the signs until they turned into something bigger. But healing starts when you begin to ask your body, what are you trying to tell me? And then truly listen. If there's tightness in your chest, maybe it's unspoken sadness. If your shoulders ache, maybe you've been carrying burdens that were never yours to hold. If you feel tired all the time, maybe your soul is asking for deeper rest, not just more sleep, but peace of mind. These are not problems, they are invitations. Invitations to love yourself in a deeper way. You can gently say, every part of me is deserving of care and compassion. And let those words sink in like warm sunlight. Your body will respond to your love. It may not happen all at once, but each kind word, each act of self-care, each moment of stillness, these are all seeds being planted. And in time, they bloom into wellness, peace, and strength. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy of health and joy. You just have to be present. You just have to be kind. Take a few moments every day to check in with yourself. Put your hands on your heart or your stomach or wherever you feel tension. Breathe. Say thank you to your body, not for how it looks, but for how it has carried you through every single day. You are a miracle in motion, and you deserve to be treated with softness. When you begin to treat your body like a friend, a sacred home, you will notice a shift. The pain may not vanish overnight, but it will begin to speak more gently. It will begin to heal. Because love is the greatest medicine, and you are learning how to give it freely to yourself, from yourself. That is the beginning of true peace. There is something so powerful about changing the way we speak to ourselves. Most of us have gone through life with an inner voice that repeats criticism, fear, and doubt. We may not even notice it anymore because it's become so familiar. But the words we speak inside our minds shape the world we experience outside. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, not lovable, not strong, your body will hear that. Your spirit will dim a little. But when you begin to shift that voice, even slowly, even gently, everything starts to change. You don't need to become someone new. You just need to become more loving to the person you already are. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about giving yourself the same kindness you would give to someone you deeply love. If you make a mistake, instead of attacking yourself with guilt or shame, you can say, "I'm learning. I forgive myself." If you feel afraid, instead of calling yourself weak, you can say, "It's okay to feel this. I am safe now." This small shift in language can create huge shifts in your energy, your emotions, even your physical health. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be real, honest, and whole. Try this. When you wake up in the morning, look into the mirror and speak to yourself with love. You can say, "I speak to myself with gentleness and love." Even if it feels unnatural at first, keep doing it. That uncomfortable feeling is just the old programming beginning to dissolve. You're not used to kindness yet, but you will be. You'll learn to become your own safe space, your own encourager, your own comfort. This is how self-trust grows. This is how emotional wounds begin to heal. The more you choose kind thoughts, the more you will notice your life changing. People may treat you better. You'll attract experiences that reflect the love you now give to yourself. Because the universe always responds to the energy we carry inside. Your mind is powerful. It's not your enemy. It's your instrument. And like any instrument, it can be tuned. The way you speak to yourself is how you tune the frequency of your life. Choose love. Choose softness. Choose understanding. You are not broken. You are becoming. And the most beautiful part is, you don't need to wait until someone else validates you. You can start right now, just by choosing loving words, just by showing up for yourself in a way you always deserved. That is the kind of power no one can take away from you. When you are alone and at peace with yourself, you create the perfect environment for new things to grow. The world often teaches us that we must do more, try harder, and prove our worth to attract the life we want. But manifestation begins with alignment, not effort. When you are aligned with your true self, when your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs all speak the same language of love and peace, you become a powerful magnet for everything you desire. Solitude gives you the space to clarify what you actually want. Not what others expect. Not what you've been told to want. But what your soul truly desires. When you sit in silence and feel into your heart, ask yourself, what does a joyful life look like for me? Let the answers rise without judgment. Maybe you want peace. Maybe you want freedom. Maybe you want abundance, love, or creative expression. Whatever comes to your heart is valid. Write it down. Feel it in your body. Speak it aloud. When you speak your desires with love and belief, you set the energy into motion. The universe listens. But you must first believe that you are worthy of receiving what you ask for. This is why solitude is so important. In the quiet, you begin to feel what is true. You no longer chase things out of fear or comparison. You begin to attract from a place of deep trust and worthiness. You don't need to beg the universe. You don't need to prove your value. You simply align your thoughts and feelings with what you want and then allow it to come. This may take time, and that's okay. The process is not rushed, it is felt. Each morning, take a few minutes to visualize the life you are creating. See yourself in that life. Feel it as if it's already here. Smile as if it's already yours. And gently repeat, "What I desire flows easily to me when I am in harmony with myself." This is not about controlling outcomes. It's about allowing goodness to enter your life through the path of peace. And when you trust this process, you'll begin to see the beauty that unfolds when you stop chasing and start aligning. You are not powerless. You are not forgotten. You are powerful beyond measure. And the life you desire is already seeking you too. True strength has nothing to do with how much you can carry or how loud you can speak. Real strength is found in the quiet moments when you choose softness over bitterness, when you open your heart even after it's been broken, when you forgive not because others deserve it, but because your peace deserves to be free. You do not need to be hard to be strong. You do not need to hide your emotions to be respected. You are allowed to feel. You are allowed to cry. You are allowed to be human. And within that humanness lies your greatest power. Softness is not weakness. It is courage in its purest form. It takes more strength to remain kind in a harsh world than it does to grow cold. And you, dear one, are allowed to be gentle with yourself. You don't have to toughen up. You don't have to silence your feelings to prove you are strong. In fact, your softness is what keeps your spirit alive. It's what makes you magnetic, wise, and beautiful. In a world that tries to harden you, staying soft is a sacred act of defiance. And you are allowed to rest in that softness, knowing that it will carry you through the hardest of days. You can repeat to yourself, "My softness is my superpower." Let those words be a new truth in your heart. You don't have to be like anyone else. You don't have to match the energy of those who hurt you. You can rise above it, not by fighting back, but by choosing peace. You don't need to be loud to be heard. You don't need to be fierce to be powerful. You are powerful simply by being yourself. And in choosing to stay open, even when life has tried to shut you down, you become a light for others to follow. The world needs more softness. It needs more hearts like yours. Every single day, you are given the choice to choose yourself again. And some days, it will be easy. Other days, it will feel like the hardest thing you've ever done. But no matter how many times you fall into old patterns, you can always begin again. Choosing yourself is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong commitment. It means saying no when something drains you, even if others don't understand. It means saying yes to rest, to peace, to joy, even if the world tells you to keep pushing. It means honoring your own needs, your own rhythms, your own truth, without guilt or shame. You are not selfish for choosing yourself. You are wise. You are brave. Because when you fill your own cup, you are able to give from a place of overflow, not emptiness. You are able to love others without losing yourself in the process. You stop begging for crumbs of attention because you now sit at a table where you are the host. And the beautiful thing is, you don't need anyone else to sit with you for it to be full. You are enough. You are complete. You are the one you've been waiting for. Try writing a love letter to yourself. Tell yourself everything you wished someone else would have said to you. Let your own words remind you of your worth. Let your own love be the medicine that soothes your heart. And every time you doubt, every time you're tempted to go back to old habits, say, "Every time I choose me, I choose peace." Let that be your guide. Let that be your prayer. No one else can live your life for you. No one else can know the depth of your journey like you do. This is your time to come home to yourself, to choose your heart, to protect your peace, and to trust that you are enough. Not just sometimes, not just when others approve, but always. You are not here to live small. You are here to live true. A woman who walks alone is never truly alone. She carries within her the presence of something divine, something strong, something eternal. When you walk alone, you begin to realize that you are always walking with the universe. You are never abandoned. You are never forgotten. The love you've been searching for is already within you. The guidance you've been waiting for is already speaking. All you have to do is listen. In the quiet moments, in the stillness of your soul, you will hear it. You will feel it. And it will remind you that you are deeply loved, deeply protected, and deeply worthy of everything beautiful. There is no shame in walking your path alone. In fact, it is often the path of the most powerful transformations. When you choose yourself, when you listen to your soul, when you follow the quiet voice within, your life begins to align in ways you never imagined. People may come and go, circumstances may change, but the peace you carry within, that can never be taken, that is your foundation, that is your strength. So keep walking, keep choosing yourself, keep listening. The road may be quiet, but it is holy, it is healing, it is yours. And as you take each step with love, you will see, this is not loneliness, this is freedom, this is home. Now take a deep breath and gently speak this truth. I am whole, I am enough, I am my own home. And so it is.